Big Bear Radio. What's
Hey,
going on,
buddy.
buddy?
What's going on? How are you? Can you hear me?
I'm doing well. How are you this morning?
Good. Good. I woke up early enough to take a shower, so I'm nice and fresh, fresh and so
Hey,
clean. You know.
I love it.
How about you?
I'm doing well. Doing well. Got a little bit of caffeine going here, so
I was
that's
gonna
always a
say.
beautiful thing.
How many cups in are you? How many cups in are you? The end of the
One cup,
morning.
baby. One cup.
All right. All right. Well, it's not great. We need to at least get to like a 2 to 3 cup status before the day really takes hold. But
That's
we're
right.
we're, we're
I'm only
working
three
there. It's
knuckles deep.
only yeah. We're only 8 a.m. over there in
That's right.
Pacific time. So yeah,
That's
nice. Did you
right.
have a good week?
I had a great week, man. Kind of productive. Got a new phone up and running. Had a phone die. Got a new phone up and running. So yeah, it's been tumultuous, but triumph
Another
over adversity,
phone?
brother.
Another phone
Yeah.
though?
It's been a hell
What
of a
the
year
hell?
for me and phones. I'm going to tell you right now. Third phone.
Yeah,
Third phone.
yeah. Oh my God, so terrible. I'm sorry. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry that you're going through all that. Well, because your one of your phones um was stolen out of your car, right? This let just like
One stolen out of my car. Then I dropped another one, broke it. Well, didn't break it. Didn't drop it. I tripped with it in my hand, and I put my hand out to stop myself from smacking my head on the sidewalk, and my phone landed perfect on the sidewalk, but not just that, on the edge. So it like got the edge of the screen with the edge of the sidewalk. Oh man,
yeah.
shatter. Um, and then the last one, I was
Wow.
taking a walk down by the stream near my house, and I saw this beautiful egret, on this path. There's this beautiful little walking path goes next to a stream. So I walked down, found a rock next to the stream. I'm checking it out, my little morning zen, and there's this beautiful egret. So I get my phone out and taking pictures, and then I set my phone on my leg, and in like it's slow motion, it drops about a foot right onto a rock. Like, really? Really? And then it wasn't done yet. Then it wasn't done yet.
Not
I'm
even.
the oh my God, the icing on the cake, the clincher, if you will. So, you know, many years ago when I was living with a female partner, she taught me to pee or and sitting down because she got tired of, I didn't want to always clean the bathroom and clean pee off of the bathroom floor, and neither did she. Um,
Sure.
So, I've kept that habit. And so, I'm
Yeah.
sitting down, taking a leak, whatever, get up, pull my pants up. My phone does a perfect backflip out of my back pocket, my Carhartt shorts, baloop right into the toilet.
Oh, right out of the
I couldn't believe it.
like a swan dive out of the shorts.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it was all net too, Bear. Like, really?
No,
Really? Like full on three-pointer
nothing,
with the phone
nothing
from
but
the shorts? Like, how did I do that? How's that even
nothing but
possible?
nothing but bloop.
Yeah, exactly. It was all bloop, no
Oh my
porcelain. It was
gosh,
all water. Yeah, bloop.
that's crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy. Well,
you
good
know,
morning.
and
Welcome to the Friday morning drive. I'm Big Bear Radio, and this is and another thing.
and
And
another
we
thing.
do this show every Friday at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 a.m. p.m. or yeah, a.m. Sorry, did I say p.m.?
AM, PM. Hey,
8.
depends where in the world you are. Over in the
Well,
UK, I think it
that's
might be
also
10
true.
p.m.
That's true. That's also true. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. We bring up weekly news articles. Man, a lot happened this week. A lot happened this week. You
Sure
know,
did, buddy.
oil pipelines shutting down, raising gas prices. President Biden yesterday and the CDC just releasing a mandate or saying that new guideline is if you're fully vaxxed, you don't have to wear a mask indoors or outdoors. So much stuff, and and another thing, I'm sure you have a lot of things that you're bringing to the table today.
I've got a few. I've got
So
a few. I definitely do. Yeah. So the top
let's
stories
dive
I've
into it.
got, Well,
Yeah.
let's do it. Let's dive right in. I wanted to briefly mention what you were saying about the Colonial Pipeline, just because it's very odd that that made the news this week, right? I mean, not so odd. They got hacked. Um, one of the major pipelines in the country. It goes from, I believe, Texas to New Jersey or North Carolina, somewhere in the East Coast. But what is odd is that less than 2 months ago, that pipeline should have been famous for another reason. They had the second largest pipeline leak, second largest oil leak in U.S. history, the Colonial Pipeline. And also, doesn't Colonial kind of reek of imperial? Like,
Yeah.
really? Colonial Pipeline. Hmm.
Sure.
So tells you who's
No,
running it, doesn't it?
that's not imperial. That's the colonials. That's the
Yeah.
patriots. That's the
It's not
you know.
imperialism, it's colonialism,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
Exactly.
So that's
Yes.
kind of crazy, right? That should have been in the news. We should have all been talking about the Colonial Pipeline 2 months ago, but no, not a mention. And the only reason that the pipeline leak was found was these two kids were riding ATVs and found like an oil bog in the middle of nowhere. Um,
What?
so that, yeah, exactly. There's software that in the pipeline that's supposed to detect a low pressure, meaning
Yeah.
a leak,
Yeah.
but
And
that
it didn't.
but of course that technology failed. So the leak was found by two kids riding around on their ATVs, literally when they ran over the oil.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
wow.
it
I mean,
didn't make the news.
maybe now they just need to recalibrate the system. Maybe the calibrations were too high for the pressure. You think that they would, engineers
Maybe.
would do so, solve shit like that before they even implement it into, working modern society, but that's my opinion. And that's what this show is sometimes about, is us giving our opinions, and you are welcome to give your opinion as well, as long as you realize that on this show it's nothing but positive vibes. So sometimes we need to agree to disagree and be okay with that.
Totally. We're not here to argue. Everybody's got an opinion. I love that quote. Opinions are like a-holes. Everybody
Yeah,
got
everyone
one.
has one. Exactly.
So let's just respect that. And, we're not here to argue or tell you what to think. We just want you to think. So, not here to argue. It's fine if you have a differing opinion or if you got a counter story, we're all about it. But, if you
Yes,
do bring something, please come with receipts. We appreciate that.
we do. We try and be
Yeah,
learned men as much as modern society can allow us to be. Uh, so
that is
just,
right, laddie. That is right.
same
So
respects.
we got a yeah. So we got a few other stories that I'd like to briefly just kind of touch on, and then we could kind of go, maybe take a couple calls, go into one of the stories in depth at a time or something if you want.
I'd love that.
But
Actually, I think that's a great way to proceed.
awesome. So one of the big ones here, theft at a scale that is okay. So I'm getting these stories. This is the top news stories this week in the U.S. from NPR. This was May 13th, 2021,
You
so
love
just
that NPR.
yesterday.
You love it, man.
Well, I do, and the reason, and I check a bunch, right? But I try to get stories that weren't just shoved down our throat by every single outlet, right?
Right? Yeah, by like
So that's
CNN. Yeah, I get you.
yeah. So that's my slant, is to get the stories that aren't repeated on seven different outlets.
Sure, sure.
So if you've got what you think is a bigger story, please bring it. No worries. Love
Oh
love
yeah, we love
information.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, we're just
we
sponges for
love
information.
audiences doing some time this week. We're trying to put a little bit of formation into our show, which is great. You know,
Yeah.
trying to make it better.
So this one's wild, Bear. Theft at a scale that is unprecedented behind the underfunding of HBCUs. Now, first I got to mention a little gripe. When people use an acronym and don't immediately tell you what HBCUs mean, so I had to this is a guess because nowhere in the article does she break down what an HBCU is, but I'm thinking historically black colleges and universities.
Okay.
Um, but brutal story. Tennessee could owe a historically black university more than $500 million after it withheld funding for decades. A bipartisan legislative committee determined last month that the state failed to adequately fund Tennessee State University in matched land grants going all the way back to the 1950s, costing the public university between 150 million and 544 million. When the school was
Wow.
founded, the federal government designated it a land grant institution, as it did with the University of Tennessee. Under the program, the state of Tennessee was required to match the federal money sent to the schools each year. They didn't do that. So
Oh
Tennessee
God.
State isn't the only, okay, so here it is. Tennessee State isn't the only historically black college or university. Ooh, I got it right. I got it right. Missing out on state funds, Maryland recently finalized a $577 million settlement to resolve a lawsuit alleging the state had underfunded its four historically black colleges and universities.
So
So,
let me
there,
wrap this up real quick. Let me just make sure
yeah,
that I have all of this in my brain according to that article by NPR. So there are more than one black college or university that was said, you know what? Federal government's going to give you a grant. The state has to match that grant. So now you're going to have to get money from the state and the federal government, and the states haven't been paying.
correct. So the states kept the money from the feds and never paid the college,
Wow.
never matched the funds.
Wow. I mean,
Well, I'm not sure if they kept the
and
money
they say that
or they just didn't.
Illinois, I'm just saying, they say that Illinois politicians are crooks. Now, don't get me wrong, they are. Okay. Like, we've had Ryan and Blagojevich and, and they've actually served time. So we caught them. We got them. But these people definitely need to go to jail.
Oh, are you kidding me? Right? Yeah, exactly. Like, man. Yeah, yeah. And and this is another thing, another reason to kind of rally against career politicians, is I think anybody could go in and be a saint. But then after lobbyists are just coming at you day in, day out for 20, 30 years, you're going to break. Eventually you're going to be like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's put my grandkids through college. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. But that's the thing. It's just like, it's another example of, I mean, you said that these are black universities, black, colleges, but it's just another example of being underprivileged, but
It
also
really
like
is.
being directly related to being like, this is the state literally fucking over minorities or people that want to go to these colleges.
Right. So imagine the lack of opportunity that represents, right? The trickle down lack of opportunity, right?
Oh yeah,
Um,
these politicians and their love of trickle down. Let's talk about that. Yeah,
yeah.
in this
So this
scenario.
Yeah, this is the one way trickle down works. Like when you remove benefits and funding, then that has a trickle down effect.
It
Kind of like
does.
when you don't shake enough, when you go into the bathroom. Kind of that same effect.
Oh my god.
Darn it, I should have got that laugh drop. Darn it. So we got
You know
another good
what?
one. What's
Uh,
that?
I had a friend who, I don't know if you know Good Charlotte, the band, but there's a lyric in one of their songs. It's called it goes, shake it once you're fine, shake it twice you're okay, shake it three times you're playing with yourself. And she did not know that meant like drying your wiener like after you pee. Like, she had no idea that they had anything to do with that.
Oh, that's funny. And shake it 4 times for Elvis, baby. You got to shake it 4 times for Elvis. Um, so there's another
Sure.
funny one, and by funny I mean not funny, haha. But
Not like ha ha funny.
Missouri,
Yeah, sure.
Missouri will not expand Medicaid, excuse me, despite voters' wishes, the governor says. So the battle over Medicaid expansion in Missouri reached a new boiling point Thursday as Governor Mike Parson a Republican announced that the state will not implement expansion in defiance of a battle measure passed by voters last year.
So, see, this is where, like, I feel like the writer of V for Vendetta was so wrong, because, I mean, I quote V in saying that people should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their
Governments
people.
should be afraid of their people.
Exactly. But, like, yet here's a scenario where all of the people have cried out and said, we want this to change. And the government's just like, no, just
Yeah. Now,
no.
now how is that even possible, right? Because this is an elected official elected to do the bidding of the public. Now, the logic, okay, so the decision stems from Republican state lawmakers' refusal to appropriate funds for the expansion to the state's Medicaid program. So they failed to appropriate funds to the program. Then they say, well, the program has no funding and it can't fund itself. So, right? It's like the CIA, create the problem, then offer the solution, you know? Um,
Oh, yeah. Well, I
so
mean, look at look at the American government. They've constantly created. I mean, look at the human race. We've constantly created problems that we need to solve, but we're the problem.
yeah. So, and last but not least here, and this one really gets my blood boiling, and I'd like to open it up to yourself and callers to get your opinions on this. But the clincher story, Bear, and I know this is going to blow you away too, buddy. Minneapolis trial postponed for 3 former police officers in George Floyd's murder. Now,
Yeah.
wrap your head around this one. The trial on state charges facing Thomas Lane, J. Alexander Quang, and Tao Thao, I probably butchered that name, I apologize, will be pushed back to March of 2022. Are you kidding me? It was originally supposed to take place in June of this year. Then it got bumped back to August of this year. Now, almost a year from now, this is crazy. The
Yeah.
judge
Why?
ruled Thursday.
Under
The
what?
former Minneapolis police officers are also facing federal charges over the killing of George Floyd that outweigh state charges of aiding and abetting. Now, here's the key. The judge is quoted as saying, bottom line, we're not going to trial in August. We need space, the judge said, according to a press pool report from inside the courtroom.
What do
They
you need
need
space
space
for? What?
to let public sentiment cool down, basically to let people forget.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. No. No. I mean, listen, we're not a lynch mob. We want justice. And you
That's
just
right.
this is literally, again, proving how much white privilege there freaking is. Are you kidding
Oh, it's
me?
unbelievable. It's unbelievable because you reverse the scenario, Bear, and those, if it's 4 black cops
You know
killing a
what?
white guy,
Let's not reverse. I mean, we can reverse a scenario, but let's take something that was actually real. Like, I think it was back in the 1970s in Chicago. There was those 5 black kids that were rounded up by the police after a white woman was murdered in a park, or maybe it was New York. I think it was New York that this happened.
oh, right, the New York Five. Yeah.
Yeah, the New York Five, literally just rounded up by police and forced to say that they did it, or
To
that they
confess,
had
right.
some knowledge of it, and immediately went to trial. Like, these are kids too. Are you kidding me?
Yep. And it was proven that they were coerced, meaning like, so, we just spoke with Dave Smith at Bear, and he
Yeah,
says that you did it. He says you're the
exactly.
shooter. So they get them to each, rat on each other, lying, making
Yep,
up testimony.
exactly.
Oh,
And having
oh
them
my
sign
God.
false testimonies and stuff like that. So you're gonna do that to. There's your precedent of doing that,
Right.
and now you're gonna
Yeah.
say, well, we need to calm down. There's too much. No, I mean, I think we've
Yeah.
waited long. I mean, it's been a year since George Floyd's death.
Thank you. Thank you. And I mean, what do you like? Oh my God,
What are you
how long are
waiting
you going to
for?
wait? We need justice. And isn't isn't part of justice and part of what you're guaranteed under the law a speedy trial?
Yeah.
Now here's the judge deciding that he wants to wait for the political climate to cool down. That's not his job. His job is to weigh the evidence that's put before him.
Exactly.
It's not his job to decide if the political climate of society is right for this trial to take place. I'm sorry.
I wish I
Now
could
you,
get paid by the public to just go, you know what? I don't feel like working today. Why don't we push this off a few months?
well, and not only that, but I mean, isn't this one of the most important things facing our society right now? Like we've got this huge rift of division, and this is like at the apex of
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah. I mean, well, and not only that, but like this just adds more to the more friction to the already close breaking point of, law enforcement versus the public, right?
Right.
Like this is
Exactly.
just
As
going to
opposed to
add,
them,
it's going to fuel the fire even more than do what this judge, air quotes, says he wants to do by, waiting for the political. You're adding to the political climate right now, dude.
exactly.
Just get
I
it
could
done.
not
Just do
agree
your
more.
damn job.
I could not agree more. Just do your damn job and you process everything that's put before you in an expedient manner and as fair as possible, weighing the evidence. But
Sure.
you know, oh my God, yeah. Anyway, that one just got my blood boiling. But
Not that it should matter, but I wonder what ethnicity the judge is.
well, yeah, I'm not sure either, and it shouldn't
I
matter.
mean,
But I'll give you three
it.
guesses, and the first two don't count,
The
right?
first two don't count. I mean, because honestly, like if it's supposed to be a trial of your peers, doesn't that mean that maybe uh the
Maybe the
political
judge
climate
too,
doesn't matter
right?
anyway? It's
Yeah, there we
supposed to
go.
be a
Thank
trial
you.
of your peers. There's a reason
Right?
that we put these things in these checks and balances in the but nobody fucking plays fair anymore. That's the whole point. Nobody plays fair.
That's right.
Like
That's right.
obviously we need to start teaching our children not to play fair. Because I grew up
Yeah,
learning how to play fair and
exactly.
I'm
And now
and I'm
that's just putting
struggling
us
in
at
this
a
world.
disadvantage. Yeah.
Exactly. Man. All
So
right.
I'm
Well,
trying. Let's go ahead and take some callers, but I'm
let's
trying.
take
I'm going
some
to go ahead and
callers.
look up. I'm going to go ahead and look up this judge and see how pasty white he is.
Sure. Or I mean, hey, we could be wrong. I would love to be wrong about that.
Oh, me
Um
too. I'll put money on it though. Right now, I'll put $100 on it.
I'm not gonna take a sucker bet. I don't even bet my own money. I hate lose. I barely have money to lose, so yeah,
You heard.
I'll hold
You
off
heard
on
it right
that.
here, right now, Cash listeners. I got a
Yeah.
hundred bucks on Cash App that says Peter Cahill is pasty white, and I haven't Googled it yet. So if you want
Well,
in
I
on
mean,
the
if his
action,
name is Peter and his last name is Hill, then yes, I'm definitely going with a white guy.
yeah, Cahill.
K Hill.
Not
Oh
like
my God! You throw in the
not
middle
like Hank
initial.
Hill
Yeah. Well, or Peter Griffin. We have
or
Peter
Peter
Hill.
Griffin or Peter Hill.
All right, let's take
Ah,
some callers. What do you guys think about this? We've talked about a lot of things in a half hour, and we're sorry that we haven't included you in this, but we kind of wanted to like get our articles out there and then talk about them with what you guys think. So, whichever is if you want to talk about the George Floyd case or the delay of the sentence, of the case. You want to talk about the pipeline? What else did we mention
or
here
or
today?
if you got another story that you're
Or if you have
interested in,
another story that you want, yeah, exactly.
or if you
We're
just have
open to
something,
you.
yeah, or if you just have something going on in life that you want to talk about, we're open. But we're just trying a new little format here. Would also like to hear your thoughts on the format. Thinking of like busting out with a half hour stories and then opening it up. What do you folks think about that format?
Yep, this is your show. I mean, this is our show, but this is what you're consuming, and we want it to be good to your ears as well.
That's
So
right.
let us know. Let's take our first caller. Dave, what do you want to start with? Who do you want to
Man, should we
the
just
line?
start at the beginning? Do
All
do
right,
line one for
line
start it
one
at
it
one?
is.
Let's do it.
Line one it is.
Big Bear,
Friend of
Big
the
Bear,
show.
Big Bear, Big Bear, Big Bear. another thing, another thing, another thing. And trying to say another thing is not as easy to say quickly as Big Bear. It's like trying to say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious really fast. Anyways, how are you gentlemen doing? Hope you're... Hope your morning's going fantastic.
Thank you, Mickey. Much appreciated. I'm going to keep her messages going because she's got a couple.
Also, this update is very interesting. Instead of just seeing the floating head, you see like the neck and the shirts, or suits, whatever.
Yeah, you're looking... Isn't and another thing looking quite fancy?
Look naked. Oh no.
There are definitely people on here that would want to do that.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that sucks. Another thing. I know how dropping your phone feels, but never in the toilet. Thank God. No, though my sister dropped her phone in the toilet once. Thank God it was kind of waterproof. Yeah, I never trust shorts when it comes to my phone. I always have it in a little pouch, exercise pouch, where you can put your phone in and you're able to access your phone through the pouch. Yeah. Yeah, because I had my phone fall out of my pocket when I was riding my bike once.
Yeah, thanks, Mickey. I think I need to get a lanyard.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's the last one. That's the last one.
Oh, my God. That is brilliant. A rooster singing Queen. I love it. Oh, my God. Now, would that not be the best thing to crank on a huge stereo system if you just had neighbors that you couldn't stand?
Oh, yeah. If I actually do have neighbors that I can't stand, so thanks for the idea.
You might need to get a recording of that.
Yeah. Actually, I think that's a YouTube video of it's a chicken, a rubber chicken, and they're squeezing the chicken. Good. Yeah.
That is so good.
Really talented, though. To like, how much do you think they had to practice? And you really, like, that person either is a bagpiper that got bored and wanted to see what else they could make a music out of squeezing, and or I don't know, just somebody who was like, well, I've got this rubber chicken here. Yeah. Let's see what we can do with it.
And it probably took them 48 takes too, right? Oh, probably. Man, that one was so close. Try it again.
So close. So close.
So close, but yet so far.
I mean, I guess technically if they were doing a video, you know, then they just have to take the video. They don't have to do the audio with it. It doesn't have to really match. But I'm getting a little technical here this morning on the morning drive.
That's right. That's right. Techie talk.
Techie talk. Mickey, thank you so much. Friend of the show, longtime listener. We love it when you call in.
Long-time caller, first-time listener.
Yeah, right. Oh, man. Let's take our next line. Let's go with line number 2.
Big Bear Radio. And another thing. It's early. I'm about to take Luna for a walk. And I'm just going to be kicking it, listening to you guys. What up, now? Coffee.
I love that.
What's going on, Miss Mona Lisa? How are you, madam?
The lovely Mona Lisa. If anybody needs a lovely erotic audio message, personalized for them, hit up the lovely Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
Elisa.
Listen to her show. She does a Twilight Zone.